Welcome to our Excel tutorial video. Today we're going to talk about the myth, absolute reference. For the last video, we were talking about the absolute reference. On this video, we're going to talk about the myth absolute reference. It means that the reference combines with the relative reference and absolute reference. From the previous example, we calculate the tax. We add the tax to the product price, and the tax is all 5%. So we can use the absolute reference because the 5% it doesn't change, and the sales is remain the same sale. But in this example, we're going to calculate the selling price. So here you can see I have 4 products, and then I have the profit that we are going to add, and each product have a different percentage of the profit. And then on the cost, we separate different seasons. There's 3 seasons for the cost. So first season for the head example for example the first season for the hat is cost $100. On the second season is $120, and third season is $150. So I'm going to add 40% of the profit to those prices. So on the selling price, here is 100 and add 40% of the profit. And the second season, I'm going to use the 120 at the 40% of the profit to be my selling price, and so on. So when we calculate this, let's do the first sale. Let's do the first sale first, and then see how it's calculated. So start with the equal sign in your formula bar, and then choose the one you want to calculate. So I want the product cost, like the first season is 100. Then I want to plus 40% of the cost to be my profit. So I can use the addition and then choose the cost on the first season as well again. Then times the 40%, right? But we're going to choose the sales. So 40% is on the B23. So this is how we calculate the selling price. Now let's see other sales, how we need to do to calculate their correct selling price. So I'm going to just write down like the formula here, so we can see how the calculation relative to the sales on the left. So for the second selling price for the head, we're going to relative to the second season for the cost. So here we will use the D23 cell. Let's write down the D23 cell. I want to plus D23 and times, for the head is 40%, so it's B23. 23. Okay, so let's see this jacket on the first season. So for the jacket I need to use 200 on the first season. For the jacket is a C24. So this is a C24 plus C24 times 35% is the profit for the jacket. So this sale is B24. So I'm going to times the B24. Okay. And also the jacket for the season 2 is 210. So this cell is D24. So D24 plus D24 times 35% B24, 24. And let's do the third season. For the third season, for the head is 150. So this cell is E23. E23 plus E23 and times the profit, the percentage of the profit, which is 40% on the B23 cell. So it's B23 cell. Now we can check how we want the cells to do the calculation. So here you can see, let's change this one to the formula as well, so we can clearly see. So for the first season, you can see we use the cost. Actually, we don't have to worry about this area because it will relative to the right cells. So this area will be take the information from here, and the second season will take the will calculate the information from this cell. So we don't have to worry about the cost data here. But what we need to be aware is the profit, because each product have a different percentage of the profit. And then when we move to the different season, we still, if the product is the same, we use the same profit. So we need to be aware about how the cell here do the calculation in their formula. So we can see, I can find some connection here. So on the first season, you can see we use the B23 is the profit sales, B23, and for the jacket we use the B24. So is for so on the t-shirt we will use B25, and then jeans will use the B26. But then we go to the second season. You can see it's all B23, and for the hat on 3 season is all use the B23, and the jacket is B24. So we can see like all these cell they times with the B column, because even the rows is moving, but the column is remain on the B. So this is the B column, and all these information times the profit times with the B columns data here. So we learned from the last video, when we use the text, we lock the cell, but we cannot we lock the cell for the 5% tax. But here, each product have a different percentage of the profit. We can lock just one cell here. For example, if I lock the B column and 23 rows here, then each of the calculation here, the profit will be the 40%. But my jacket is only need 35% of the profit. So I cannot lock the column and the rows at the same time. So we need to use mixed absolute reference. It means that I might lock the column to be the absolute reference, but I might let my rows to be the relative reference. So how can we do it? So remember now that we need to lock the B column, because all these sales we calculate with the data from the B column. You can see the B, 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 and B. But the rows number is moving. Here is 23, here is 24, and we go down is 25 and 26. So for the rows, we're not going to log. We're not going to be the relative reference. No, we're not going to be the absolute. For the rows, it's not absolute reference. For the rows, it is relative reference. So now we can delete this information and let's rewrite the formula again. So for the first cell, we're going to calculate the cost of hat, selling price of the hat. So we choose the first season price here, and then plus, and then price times this column. And we talk about like we're going to have the absolute reference and relative reference together. So now let's press the F4 to lock the cell, and then see when we press one time F4 key, you get a result like on the Europe column, this column B with the dollar sign, and row 23 with the dollar sign as well. But we already know that we're going to lock the B column, but the rows it will moving like as we copy the formula to down to other cells. So we're not going to lock the rows. So for the rows number, we don't need a dollar sign. So let's press again for the F4 key. Now I press again, and you can see now we don't have the dollar sign for the B, for the column B, but we have the dollar sign for the 23 rows. But this is not what I want. I want the opposite. I want the column B has the dollar sign, but the 23 rows doesn't have the dollar sign because I want the 23 rows to be the relative reference, and I want the column B to be the absolute reference. So let's press the F4 key again. So now when you press the F4 key, now I have the dollar sign on the B column, and I don't have the dollar sign for the rows. This is exactly I need for the for this example. So click OK. Now we can copy the formula. Copy down and then copy to the right. Now we get the result we want, and you can check the formula if it's all correct. So let's check the second season. Here, double click on it, and then you can see that it's this sale is calculated for the jacket on the second season, and with the 35% of the profit, so it's correct. Let's check the third season. It's calculate the third season for the t-shirt, and then with the 30% of the profit. So this is correct result we need. So hope you already know like what is the mixed absolute reference means.